you do not want anyone you aren't even worried about, let alone giving a second thought to, but they think you do. Some people think that because you see them, you're interested in them. And they go to act in a way that makes you feel kind of weird. And it's like, what? I don't want, this is, I don't want any parts of this. Some people tend to think that if you're looking in their direction, you want them. And you don't necessarily want someone just because you're looking at them. I don't think someone wants me necessarily because they're looking at me. But that's because I'm using logic. Some people use fantasy, and they tend to live in a fantasy land, a candy land, and I mean, some people think that everybody wants them, but I think it's just because the day and age that we live in, a lot more people are into themselves than normal. Social media, things like that, and I think people tend to think that everybody wants them, or if somebody looks at them, somebody wants them. Me personally, I tend to think the opposite of that. Unless somebody is up in my face and just randomly, strike some conversation with me and is like staring, dead into my soul, I probably wouldn't think that. But that's probably the only time I would think that. And unless that person was like showing me other signs as well, I really wouldn't tend to think that that person was interested in me. But I have dealt with a lot of that when I'm out, and sometimes there's someone who feels that way, and like a long time ago, I did not understand that at all. Like that would make me think it was something wrong with me. I thought it was. I thought like I didn't know if I did something wrong. I didn't know if there was something wrong with me. I didn't know if I didn't know what was going on. But now I know that there are some people that think that more people want them than normal, and that's fine because people are allowed to think whatever they want, and I mean, you have to let people think whatever they want because you can't change what people think. So one thing that it's just, it was always a odd experience to have that happen on numerous occasions, and that from not knowing any better, developing the wrong perception of that, and taking that like personal, I would think that there was something either wrong with me or something that I wasn't doing right. But now I see that in a different way. I don't look at myself as there being anything wrong with me because a person thinks that I was looking at them, or a person thinks that I like them because I was looking at them. Excuse me, that's what I meant to say. But looking at them like that. Some people you just see because you're out. Some people you just see because they're there. There's a difference between someone looking at you and staring at you. I think we all who are aware of the videos that are put out on this channel, we all know what that's about. There are people who are just, looking, and then there are those who they're just like dead staring at you. Sometimes, if not many times, we definitely have encountered situations like that. People just are staring, just stare and stare. And I mean, sometimes people catch themselves staring, but the amount of time, but it's a difference between the type of staring that they're doing, which is intentional, and there's something negative behind it, versus someone harmlessly either looking at you, staring at you, or even possibly looking at you too long. Eventually that person is going to be like, oh, and then look away. But there's a difference between someone deliberately just posted up. You can sense it, feel it, you know what's going on. People will be just posted up to just stare at you, and you know what it is at that point. That person's being weird. All right. that person is voluntarily doing that to make you feel uncomfortable, to try to cause a problem, giving you that evil eye. But this one's not that deep. What other people think about you, don't let that control you. What other people feel about you, don't let that control you. You can use it to learn or use it to make yourself better. There may be some things you have to work on or change about yourself, depending upon how people look at you and how you want to be perceived. There's nothing wrong with self-improvement. There's nothing wrong with, okay, I could work on this, or I could change this, or okay, I need to make this better. Nothing wrong with that at all. But there are people who are a lot less mature, and the way they behave is in a way that, if you take it personal, will make you not feel too good about yourself if you let it. You just have to not let that happen. And there may be some programming behind that as to the reason why that happened. But experiencing things like that, to where somebody thinks you want them and they purposely go out their way to try to let you know they're not interested, that's weird. That's very weird. And not having any game on that, information on that, and to constantly experience that, it's probably because, number one, they were more interested in you than you were in them, and because you weren't aware of them or looking at them, they did that to try to get your attention. Number one. And number two, if you're to make that like a personal thing, then a lot of people are going to be able to cause you to not feel too positive about yourself. And that may just be some of the programming that you've encountered that you have to deprogram yourself from. You may have been programmed to be to feel some type of way based off of other people's reactions to you, where another person would just be like, I don't give about that. Some people have to, some people gotta get to that level. And if you're not there yet, you can. There's nothing that you have to care about that's that important that it has to make you feel bad about yourself. You don't have to feel bad about yourself based off of how somebody is viewing you or wants you to be viewed by them, because there are people who sometimes go out of their way to purposely go to let you know that they aren't interested in you, or they're not trying to interact with you, or they don't want anything to do with you. And you may not have even been aware of this person before they even did that. So if you are experiencing anything like this, there's nothing wrong with you. This person is attention seeking. This person is upset that you probably didn't see them and they noticed you, and they probably want attention from you. That's probably why they're doing this, but they're probably not, they probably don't have the heart to approach you, or they probably don't have the courage to approach you, or to come up and talk to you, or to let you know that there's some type of interest there or something, or they got a question for you, or they want to know where they can get some shoes for their brother or something, I don't know, or they man, I don't know. But don't take these things personal. Somebody deliberately goes out their way to try to act like they don't like you. That's just weird. That's weird on their part. You're not even interested in them in them in the first place. So for somebody to do something like that and purposely try to make you aware of it, that just shows the level of cringe and the level of maturity that this person's at. It's cringy, but more than the level of cringe, it just shows the level of maturity that this person is at. And nobody is perfect, but people need to know that there's nothing wrong with them. Nobody is perfect, yes, but also nobody is perfect in the sense of whatever the heck is going on with this person to try to get them to try to get somebody to feel like that. And some people want, everybody looking at them. Some people want attention from everybody. Some people want to know that everybody thinks they look good. And if you're someone who is attractive, or you're just there, or that sometimes they might find you attractive, sometimes it's just because you're there. But either way, if this person is trying to, if you felt some type of way because you weren't aware of them, then it might be a weird way that they try to interact with you, because you weren't paying them any mind, not purposefully. But there are some people who their energy is so strong that people have to fight for your attention because they feel dissed if you're not looking at them or not giving them all your attention, or paying them any mind. It's just of how fly of a person you are. It's like they desire your attention that strongly, to where when you're not looking at them, or when you're not paying attention to them, or when you're not acknowledging them, they feel compelled to make you do so. And they think it's like you're in your own world, but you're really just enjoying your being. You're not more than likely, but you're on you're a spiritual person, which means you're on a higher level of plane of thought than some of those around you. And some of those who aren't on that level are going to see you, which in what seems to be a higher level of consciousness, but to them, you're either daydreaming, or you're zoned out, or you're not worried about anybody else, or you're only paying attention to yourself, or you think the whole world revolves around you. Why else would you have to stop enjoying yourself to acknowledge someone you had no idea was even there? But the way they go about making you aware that they're there is in a narcissistic way. They don't even try to have a normal greeting. It's just it's just a fight for attention. They do something to distract you, and then they have you looking at them, and then they play like they're the one that was in that zoned out state, in that higher level of consciousness state that they weren't in. They were too busy worried about you, which is why they had to try to distract you in the first place. So it is what it is, all right, as they say. Can't control people. can't make people do your bidding. You can't make others behave the way you want them to. The only person you can control is yourself. The only person that you can improve is yourself. The only person's life you can make better is your own. So don't go feeling bad because of other people's weird, neglectful, bird feeding, manipulative style of behavior and dealing with people who they're intimidated by and low-key feel insecure about themselves too. They feel secure. They feel secure. All right, they feel insecure about themselves, and because they don't know how to handle it, they behave in ways that are petty, that you end up having to deal with, bypass, forgive them for, still love them for, still try to see the good in them for, still try to find some way to appreciate them still, because you hating them's not going to do you any good. Hating them's not going to do you any good. So you might as well forget that and let that go. That's not going to help you. All right? They might make you mad and you might get filled with hate, but you might want to let it go because that ain't going to do nothing for you. Nothing. Not a thing. All right? So it's the fact that you're really not in a negative way. You have a path, right? And because you have a calling, your mind is so focused on what your life is surrounded with and the things that it's entailed by and what you have to do. You're solely focused on your purpose. You're always thinking about the path that you're on and the things that you have to do and who you're trying to become. That takes a lot of focus out of a person. You may not be paying attention to the things around you. I'm not saying you're not aware, not keeping your head on the swivel, but you may not be, you may be thinking, you may be in deep thought. And sometimes people be hating on you when you're in deep thought. Reaching levels of consciousness that they're not on. I see somebody in deep thought, I don't try to distract them or stop them from or stop them from being on that plane of existence. That's not my style. So it's a little deeper than what what you may think, but it's still on a carnal surface level. It's still this too. And when you are at a certain status or level that you're unaware of, right? Because other people hold you up to that status and they look at you they look at you a certain type of way. Not that you let it go to your head or anything. You stay humble. It's not something that you brag or boast about. It's something that they see in you. It's how they view you. It's their perception of you. See, that's some crazy stuff. They have beef with their own perception of you. That's wild. That's wild money. They have beef with their perception of how they view you. Enemies in their mind by wicked works. They've made you an enemy in their mind. They lack an abundance mindset. They gotta outdo you. They see you doing you is not enough for everybody. That's not the right mindset. If you're enjoying yourself and having too much fun and putting all your attention into yourself, that is harming some people. Some people are hurt by that. They got to try to hurt you back. And the thing is, you're not even doing anything to anyone. You're not voluntarily trying to to damage any souls out here. But people will purposely try to come after the person that they feel is confident. They'll try to break that confidence down. They'll try to break that self-esteem down. They'll see that you feel confident in yourself, and it's a way for them to try to make you feel less confident. It's a way for them to try to make you feel bad about yourself. It's a way for them to try to make you think that you're not who you think you are. That's why you don't base your opinion off of what others think about you in the first place. And if you have that programming, you're going to have to delete it, because it's not going to do you any justice in this world. You got to deprogram caring about what other people think about you. If your nose is clean, if your business is straight, then you shouldn't give a damn about what anybody thinks about you. Anything that you don't like, hey, get over it. Move past it. Become a new person. You're not who you used to be. They can't try to make you. You're a new person. If you wouldn't do it today, they're coming after an innocent man. If you let it go, others will too. If you hold on to it, they will pursue. You don't even give most of these things a second thought. People be like, you don't even give these things a second thought. That's why they have to fight. That's why they fight. They act like a child sometimes too. They will fight for that glance, for that look, to break you out of that state. And that's really what it's all about. It's in a state to where you're in peace, and the devil can't stand God's peace. They can't stand your peace. They want to destroy it. That's happiness for you. That's greatness for you. That's success for you. That's enjoyment for you. That's positivity for you. That's too many good things for you right there. And they standing there with the perm and the banana and the glasses by the telephone, talking about something. They don't like that right there. I don't like that right there. No, I don't. I do not like that right there. So you have people glitch out, and I mean they be glitching out. They be just glitching. Doing the most to try to break that concentration, because that's heaven for you. And the stronger you get, the more you realize, the more you become aware of people trying to take you out that state. You're not going to let them do it. It's going to be a pretty much a silent battle between the two of you, that you're going to be on the side of more W's, more wins than losses. Especially after videos like this that put you on to some things. This is a powerful video right here. Feel the power. So people that think you do, let them think whatever they want, okay? Let them think whatever they want. You just not be affected by what they think, their opinion, because if they see that they couldn't do anything physically, that's when they go to let you know. They can, hey, I'm telling you this, and I'm gonna make you feel it, because these words, and I'm gonna see how you act afterwards. I want to see the look on your face after I tell you this. Yes, I saw you bypass it physically and energetically. Now I'm gonna walk up to you and tell you and make you feel it. Yeah. I'm gonna put it in your mind one time, but you still don't care about what they got to say. And if you could feel that energetically about to happen, you could cut them off so it don't even happen. I will talk to you in a second. Gotta go. I'll let you. I want to thank you for watching this video. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Don't forget to subscribe. It's your main man, Druuill. If you support my content, send a donation. It would be greatly appreciated. My Cash App and my PayPal are in the description, and I'll see you later. Peace.